Peace, everyone. This is your girl, Nikisha, with Favorite Flow Restorative, checking back in again for a new week, a new essential oil healing reading. So let's get it ready. Coming up on the holidays, y'all. So hopefully last week was fantastic. I gotta say, I spent a whole lot of time diffusing cinnamon or cassia. It wasn't cassia. Actually, on the bottle that I had like the Now brand, and it actually said cinnamon, and in parentheses it said cassia. So it's like, hey. And when I put it in there, because like I told you, I'm normally like a citrus fan, but it was definitely a time to ground. With this Taurus moon, it was a time to reflect. And so it was nice. It was nice. It was comforting. It created what it needed to create. So I hope that it was very, very helpful for you guys too. So let's get into this week's reading. Let's see what is ready to come out. Oh my goodness, a whole batch just fell out. I remember the last time that did, and we had like five, I had like 5 essential oils. So, and that's not a bad thing. And I just want to make sure we get the right read. Okay, so let's see what we got. You know, y'all, I got little hands, so these are big cards for me. I'm gonna put my finger all around this whole big deck. Okay, so this week we got Tangerine, Birch. Oh, we've had Birch before. And Clove. We have not had Clove before, so I am excited about that. Okay, so let's go back. We remember Tangerine. You know, I love the citrus, y'all. So this one is energizing and balancing. Okay, let's put that one over to the side, and then let's go to Birch. We've had Birch before. This builds strength and courage, and Clove restores strength and immunity. So, you know, the weather is changing, we're changing seasons, so it looks like not only are we energizing and balancing, but we are building and restoring strength with courage, and we're also restoring our immunity. Okay, so that means that we need to focus on some self-care as we're strengthening, as we're building. And I just find that whenever we take really good care of ourselves, it kind of takes care of everything else. It creates the self-confidence. It builds the courage. And from that space, you feel really, really balanced. Because anytime you feel good doing what you're doing, you feel in alignment, you feel that flow, you're unstoppable. So at the same time, when we're feeling unstoppable, it's like also recognizing that there is a time for play and that there's a time for rest. Because I know I can only speak for myself. I tend to be a workaholic, and so making sure we get that self-care has definitely been a lesson for these last 2 weeks. So I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to come back with more information about our essential oils. I'll see you soon. Peace. Peace, y'all. We're back with the essential oils healing deck. Earlier this week, we picked Tangerine, which energizes and balances, and we picked Birch oil, which builds strength and courage, and we had Clove, which restores strength and immunity. So I have a lot to say. I have a lot of messages about this. I'm super, super excited to share them with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just going to get some chime work here to clear out. Already burned up a little bit of Palo Santo, frankincense, incense, just to clear the air, because there's a lot coming in. Okay? So, let me start by saying thank you for tuning in to this message, because again, this is for me first, and then I love the fact that I have a platform to share what it is that I'm doing. with myself. Okay. So with tangerine, possible substitutions. If you don't have tangerine, it's all good. If you have wild orange, grapefruit, or lime, all of those will work. You know, I love all of my citrus families, and those are substitutions that you could use. Tangerine essential oils is a natural tool for promoting mental well being. So it has a sweet and uplifting aroma that helps to alleviate stress, improve your mood, and foster mental clarity while supporting your emotional balance. So, if you're looking for something to boost your mood really quick, tangerine, wild orange, grapefruit, or lime are wonderful. So, it's great as an addition to mindfulness and self care routines. So, go tangerine. Okay. The next one is birch, which we said builds strength and courage. Substitutions could be wintergreen, patchouli, sandalwood, cedarwood, jasmine, myrrh, and vetiver. Remember vetiver? I really dig that oil. It's very versatile, but it's very potent. Birch is, and we've had birch in the past. So tangerine too, because we're in week 9. Week 9 is the week of completion, y'all. So this is where, I mean, it's so evident the cycles are ending, you know. So that's the reason why this is coming up. I'm so excited to deliver this message. So, birch can support various aspects of physical and mental health, particularly pain relief. So if you've got some pain, your body's speaking to you, birch is a great oil for that. Skincare, detoxification, because with endings come new beginnings. So we want to detoxify ourselves of the debris, of the energy of the past. And it can be used as a mood enhancement. So it has a refreshing aroma and therapeutic qualities, making it a valuable addition to any wellness routine. Okay. Clove. Okay. Clove, so since we're talking about emotional patterns, there is an energy present about lashing out or the use of the tongue this week. So I don't know what that's about, but clove. So what it can do is restore strength and immunity. But when we talk about that strength and we understand and understand the power of the tongue, and we recognize sometimes the distortion that happens when we choose not to channel our emotions in a highly intuitive and intelligent way, that strength exercise can easily become controlling situations outside of ourselves, whether it be situations, people, places, or things. Right? Sometimes when we don't have the power within, we try to exercise it outside of ourselves, and it's not always the healthy way of handling things. Okay, so if you don't have clove, and this is something that you might be feeling, you're like, I want to say something to somebody. I'm gonna say what I say to my daughter: take 3 breaths first. And if at the end of 3 breaths, you feel like that's what you're going to do, that's what your intuition is telling you to do, by all means. But don't do it. Don't make the decision during your first breath nor your second breath. Make it your third breath, okay? So possible substitutions is cinnamon. How many of you guys like diffused cinnamon last week? Like cassia. I'm still like diffusing it now. Like, I love cinnamon. Another possible substitution can be pine, any oil that's in the fir family, ginger. Ginger's fantastic for immunity too, because if you can tell, I've got a little bit of mucus, so I'm going through a detoxification myself. And nutmeg is a good one. So, this one is good for grounding. So, I'm all about grounding. I'm your air sign or whatever. So I'm all about, grounding energy, grounding myself, keeping my mental awareness in a place that works for the flow that I want to create in my life, right? So that's what that looks like. So it's a very good tool for mental health, grounding, uplifting, focusing, benefits towards like mindfulness and relaxation practices. So let's talk about, let me switch over, because like I always tend to get a whole lot of I don't know how do I want to say this? I always receive messages from this book. It's an amazing book. It's what I'm studying. And so releasing emotional patterns with essential oils by Carolyn Mann. So she has this part about survival issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share it and take what you need and leave what you don't. Okay. So I feel like this may be a theme for some of us, especially as we're closing cycles. And it's this primal survival issue of the fear of losing. Okay. So when we're in a place of survival, the fear of losing can be one of those tentacles that kind of comes out as if you have gone through the cycle of feeding your demons, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. So it can trigger memory stored in the cellular memory. So the reason why we talk about, using essential oils and using them as tools is because I know firsthand from experience the power that it has to assist us to move through emotional patterns, to trigger certain cellular memories, and to be able to release and heal them. Okay, because it truly does live within the body, right? So the fear of losing can trigger memories stored in the cellular memory of losing one's life, whenever a battle was lost. So the fear of losing is triggered anytime you find yourself in a conflict or a disagreement with someone. So past experience usually relates to losing something like a business or a friendship whenever there is conflict. The solution is to change the rules of the game from a win or lose to one of mutual growth. So this means that both parties can win, and I'm all about a win-win situation. Okay, so with, endings, and as we're talking about ending cycles, it's okay for cycles to end. It's okay for towers to come. I'm getting used to towers and kind of loving them because there's something on the other side, and I've lived a life full of changes. So I'm used to changes. It doesn't make it that much easier, but it's just shown me how much evolution can come from a change. And so that's where the excitement for me comes from. And I'm all about win-win situations. And so even if you weren't able to close it out in maybe a way that you wanted to, being able to see the advantages. Because I think that changing a perspective, being able to see from a higher perspective, being able to recognize that there may be a third story involved, is really, really helpful in assisting to move through these types of emotions. So the fear of being wrong relates to losing face, to not being good enough, to losing, and failure. What's interesting about that is that I find that those that are the most successful have experienced so much failure, So again, being able to see a different perspective. All of these are really opportunities for growth and coming from your place of knowingness. Okay, so it's our challenges that show us our weak areas and point us in the direction we need to go. So if someone, whatever the case may be, if it happened for you. And so what did you learn about yourself? It's not really what you learned about the other person because they played their part in your life. And you say, thank you for being the actor, the actress, the situation, the place, whatever needed to trigger another version of you to know to evolve into a different place so that we're not cycling and looping and doing the same thing over and over again that ultimately doesn't serve our purpose, right? So thank it. And this is where it comes in with the forgiveness of self first, because we'd be like, dang, how did I put myself in that situation? I was in there for a long time. Oh my gosh. But being able to look and see how that was able, because I don't even think in terms of trigger anymore. I think in terms of, this was activating. This activated me to a higher level of myself. Okay, so yeah. So some emotions like betrayal bring denied thoughts and feelings into conscious awareness. So the other side of betrayal is faithfulness, right? So if you feel betrayed, then I feel like sometimes we need to feel what we feel in order to see what was the energy, because like energies attract, right? So what energy of that betrayal energy was a part of me? And be able to say, okay, so how can I turn betrayal into faith? How can I be faithful? And something that must have not had faith in it, because it wouldn't have become betrayal, right? So what is it that I need to pick up from this? Okay, so that means being faithful to ourselves. I can't depend on anybody outside of myself. I mean, that's just real. Like, we all want to think that there's somebody, but it's nobody else's role to take care of you better than you take care of you. Let me say that. I think that, in the society, we assign roles, to people, whether it's like, what kind of mother are you? Or what kind of wife are you? Or what kind of boyfriend are you? Or what kind of student are you? Or, in all of these aspects, we're always asking ourselves, like, what role am I supposed to be playing? But is the role that you're playing satisfying to you? Because the only person that can be betrayed is you. And it begins with self-betrayal. And that's what attracts the betrayal around you, is because you've betrayed yourself for so long that you don't even see the betrayal outside of yourself. Our outer world reflects what's going on inside of us. Being betrayed by someone else occurs after we have betrayed a part of ourselves. So this is about accountability. I'm big on accountability. What parts of yourself, if you feel this week, what parts of yourself have you betrayed? So can we move through it by telling ourselves, I have the courage to accept the truth, the whole truth. My part, their part, our part, the collective part. This is a collective experience. We are all connected. And whatever choices we choose have a ripple impact on the community, especially if we serve in community. Let me shut up. So saying, I have the courage to accept the truth commands the truth to reveal itself. This then allows the underlying fears, like a fear of failure or conflict, now to surface. Now we can deal with what's real. There was a fear of failure, so I betrayed myself in order for someone else to assist me with that weight. Not saying we have to do anything by ourselves, because we are all here to help one another out, but are we projecting our fears on one another, right? Are we projecting our fears of not wanting conflict, that we let things slide that shouldn't slide? That's when we betray ourselves. We let things slide. We don't want tension. We don't want conflict. But at what cost? How much does that cost you? So, as soon as these emotions are recognized, they can now be cleared. Because with self-awareness comes self-management. Okay? Yeah, with accountability, we would hope that then there's a moment to introduce change. So now you can add more oils. No, the oil girl, I gotta bring it back to the oils. You can be working with a number of emotional patterns simultaneously. And that's what we're doing. That's the reason why, I love the fact that we have 3 different oils, because all of them have their own version of healing. They're herbs. They're from the earth, right? Mother, Father, Gaia gave us these tools. And now I'm introducing practices to make them practical to our self-care, to our well-being, to taking care of ourselves. So when you face powerful issues like betrayal, your life can change because the parts of you that have been denied now come to surface. You're like face to face with your own shit. Okay, I'm gonna say it. And it's healthy, okay? Because a lot of times, we think that people don't see it, but it's so obvious to everyone around us. And so when we gain the self-awareness, that is so beautiful, because then it puts us in the driver's seat to be able to make some changes. So now there are parts of yourself that you can no longer ignore. So now be aware that they would not present themselves until you have the tools to be able to handle them, which is why I'm here, because I'm like, hey, we're going through some of this shadow work together. We're really committing ourselves to being accountable and self-aware so that we can self-manage differently. So then Spirit was like, well, you're going through the journey. Put it on a platform. Y'all go through this together. Y'all are community. This is your collective. Whomever sees the video, this is your collective, right? They needed it. So even though the clearing process can be challenging, because this is not work for the faint. Like, you really gotta want this in order to move through it. Seriously. So I applaud everyone who's going through this process with me. Thank you. The outcome or reward is positive, and it's so much better than you could have ever imagined. So let's move over to Tangerine. Where's my Tangerine card? Tangerine. Tangerine. Okay, so Tangerine boosts digestive health. So it supports healthy digestion by promoting the secretion of digestive juices. I really like saying that. It can help relieve bloating, gas, and stomach discomfort when diluted and massaged onto the abdomen. And another piece of information that I received from this book that I'm just going to say really, really quickly is reality. We live in a toxic environment, okay? So our air is polluted, our water is polluted. I just got some in the mail talking about my water, and I'm like, filtration system, right? Like, we got computers and cell phones, and there's electromagnetic stress, and our food is full of chemicals and preservatives. There's like chemicals for days on a daily basis, right? Just for like going outside, even just being inside, you still got like, you know what I'm saying? So, and we live in a world of duality. So, as we think of the duality, if there's a lot of toxicity, then the world of duality says there's also a lot of positivity, right? So in our environment, if our environment with the toxicity tends to applaud toxic behavior, then our bodies are our first line of defense in order to combat the toxicity, the toxic environments, right? And it's definitely energetic. And so I just want to mention that, like, the first parts of when you feel the energy in your body is usually the center of your body. So it's usually like your abdomen or your chest region. And then it goes to your head. So by the time it goes here or whatever, and by the time it gets to your head, now it's impacting your hormonal system. Okay? So I don't know why I need to say that, but that was for somebody. So Tangerine has mild laxative properties, so that if you're not having regular bowel movements, it's very helpful. Okay? It supports healthy skin. It has a high antioxidant content, specifically vitamin C. So it helps to protect skin cells from free radical damage. It can aid in reducing the appearance of scars, stretch marks, and skin blemishes, and it's great in treating minor cuts, wounds, or acne. It also promotes relaxation and stress relief, which is what I love to use it for. It reduces stress and promotes a sense of calm, and it can relax muscles and ease physical tension when used in a massage. So those of you who go and get massages, like, now you're learning about these oils, so talk to your massage therapist and say, hey, is there any way that I can have this specific type of oil, used during my massage? Because, it definitely does help. anything helps, right? It boosts immunity, so its antimicrobial and antifungal properties make it a natural immune booster. So right now it's kind of like the smudge is out there, everybody's coughing and hacking and blowing their nose and stuff like that. So diffusing tangerine oil can help to purify the air and protect against environmental threats. Okay. So if you're in a highly congested place or whatever, and you have access to like a diffuser and you can diffuse like an oil like this in the citrus family, it's really, really good for your immune system, amongst other oils. Honey, you can order my grandma's love and you diffuse that. Okay. It improves circulation, so it stimulates blood flow, which can help in reducing swelling and supporting your cardiovascular health, which is connected to your heart. So as we're doing emotional healing, a lot of it has to do with the heart. So improved circulation can also help to promote faster healing of injuries. And so it also has refreshing and cleansing properties that can aid in clearing mucus and congestion. So guess who needs to diffuse some tangerine? So busy diffusing the cinnamon right now. So it can help to open airways and provide relief from minor respiratory issues. So it also aids in detoxification. So it supports the body's natural detox processes by promoting lymphatic drainage and stimulating the liver. So this all makes sense. This makes sense to you. And it may help to flush out toxins, and just it helps to reduce the burden of the immune system. Our immune systems, I'm sure, because of all the toxicities, like working overboard. Okay, so those are all the physical health benefit, not all of them, but the ones I wanted to share for tangerine. So next, physical health benefits of birch. So pain relief. So this contains an active ingredient that's also used in aspirin. So it can often be used to alleviate muscle and joint pain, like arthritis, rheumatoidism, and general soreness. So birch. It's also an anti-inflammatory. So it helps with like swelling and inflammation, like if you've experienced any sprains, overexertion, tendinitis, birch. It also acts as a diuretic, so it helps to eliminate toxins from the body, excessive fluids and salts by promoting urination. So it supports kidney and liver health. Birch. Skin health. It can help to cleanse the skin and tighten pores. I want to taste skin. It's also beneficial for addressing skin conditions such as eczema, psoriasis, and acne. So, and it also stimulates circulation, so reducing swelling, promoting healing, and energizing tired muscles. And it can also assist with respiratory conditions by soothing irritation and clearing the mucus out. Bone health. It can reduce discomfort if you're experiencing conditions like osteoporosis and joint degeneration. So let's give it up for birch. Okay, physical health properties of clove. So it is also really good for relieving pain, specifically like dental pain, like toothaches. Okay, it's also good as a muscle relaxant, so it can soothe muscles and joint pain caused by inflammation or any tension. Okay, it's also really good for combating bacterial, fungal, and viral infections. And you can also use it to treat minor cuts, wounds, and skin infections. But we already talked about the oral health that helps to reduce bacteria in the mouth. So you will see that they will use clove as a common ingredient in mouthwashes and toothpaste to promote gum health and combat bad breath. Clove. As far as the digestive support, it helps to alleviate issues such as indigestion, gas, bloating, nausea, and it also helps to combat intestinal parasites. Okay. It's also known to ease respiratory issues such as like coughs, colds, asthma, sinusitis, because it helps to loosen the phlegm. And then it can also reduce throat irritation whenever it's inhaled. Okay. And then it also has, we've been talking about its ability to boost immunity. It can treat acne, and alleviate itching and discomfort that could be caused by insect bites. Okay. It's also good at improving blood circulation, and it basically supports our overall heart health. Okay, so those are the physical health advantages of clove. Okay, so spiritual health, because I do this because I was thinking, I was like, this is going to be a long video, but the thing is that everyone is experiencing something different, and so if I only hit on certain oils, and because we have three, it's just longer. If I only had one, it wouldn't be as long, but I want to make sure that like however this is hitting you, you have enough information to make a choice yourself as to how you're moving through this, because you're watching this video for a reason. So I want to ensure that I'm being helpful. So what I'm going to move through is it's going to be physical health, spiritual health, and mental health. Okay, so this next part is starting with Tangerine and how it promotes our spiritual health. So it's good at emotional upliftment. So it has a cheerful and calming scent that helps to release feelings of stress, anxiety, and sadness. Okay, so it supports our emotional balance by fostering a sense of joy and positivity. Okay, so it stimulates the sacral chakra. So I wanted to do this before, and I was like, we haven't even gotten there, right? Usually the orange, that's also the color that's associated with the sacral chakra. And that is associated with creativity and passion and emotional expression, right? So it can help unlock creative blocks if you feel blocked, inspire new ideas or solutions, And it also aids in inner child healing. I can preach on this. What I know to be true is that most of what we do comes from a subconscious space. And so if we are unwilling to know and be self-aware of what is going on in our subconscious, then we fail to understand what our external reality is, because really it's coming from an internal place. And so I feel that way with the inner child, is that those things that have been unresolved from our youngest, most vulnerable ages, then perpetuate into our adult life if not dealt with, right? So sometimes, we already talked about control today, right? Or the betrayal. Let's take that one, because we stayed on that for a minute. So if there is an inner child part of myself that has felt betrayed, or has felt that betraying itself was a way to keep it safe, if I don't resolve that association, because it really is about survival, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the inner child. So some of us have been raised to betray ourselves in order to make our caregivers or whomever was around us to feel like you're in a safe environment. And so if we've been taught to betray ourselves, then what age can I go back to find out when that behavior started, or when that emotional was first implanted? When was that a thing? And what is it that needs to be resolved now, so that I don't have to feel as though I need to betray myself in order to move forward in, relationships that I'm fostering with other people, but mostly the relationship that I have with myself, right? So this is a playful and lighthearted energy, this tangerine oil, that connects to the innocence of the inner child. So it encourages spontaneity, playfulness, and a release of past emotional wounds. So this is amazing, especially if you're in a place of feeling like you're going to lash out. What is it that makes you feel like you need to lash out? Is it a lack of control? I tried to stay away from that before. That's why I went to betrayal. And here this control thing is coming back up. Okay, so what was it within the inner child that felt the need to control the situation? Because with the inner child, most of the time, it is from a survival place or whatever, because you are so vulnerable to those that are in charge of you, right? And so it's not saying that they did a bad job, but it's just saying that I have these wounds and I have to recognize that these are my wounds and this is my truth. And I still have to move through it, right? I'm going to take responsibility. It's nobody's responsibility but mine to move through this. Okay, so that's where we are. So as you're going through your emotional wounds, recognize where it came from, but release it externally and just go internally and just be like, okay, how do I, because a part of it, is forgiveness, but again, it reflects back to you, forgiveness of self. That I am still acting in this way and I am no longer a child. I am no longer in a vulnerable situation. Why am I still continuing to repeat the cycle of wounding, right? And it just takes self-awareness and having a real conversation with self. So it also supports emotional release. So helping to release negative emotions, self-doubt, or lingering fears, right? It invites clarity and acceptance and making room for spiritual growth. Go Tangerine. Okay. And if you're using it for like a mindful practice, like meditation or yoga, it helps to calm the mind and promote a sense of presence. A sense of presence. It can also deepen spiritual connections and awareness. And it gives an energetic boost. This is what I love the most about it. It combats feelings of like spiritual fatigue or feeling lethargic. It helps you feel refreshed and reconnected to your purpose. It reinvigorates. And then it also helps to cleanse energetic fields. So another thing that I wanted to speak on today is the necessity of spiritual cleansing. Like we come in contact with people all the time and we pick up energy sometimes that isn't ours and sometimes it is. You know what I'm saying? But whatever that is, it is not okay to project energy onto anyone else unless it is for an abundant uplifting. There should not be an exchange of energy that brings other people down. I don't understand exchanging that type of energy, because everything that is said or done can be said or done in a respectful way for other beings. Okay, so when we embody that negative energy, then sometimes the things that we do and the things that we say can then project on others that we're around, even unknowingly. Even we may not know that we're walking around with that weight, So investing in things like spiritual baths, you can look that up on YouTube, what that is, or aura cleanses, or I love the power of Reiki. I'm always doing the sound baths. I believe in sound and smell being the quickest ways to shift a vibe. So I have that around me constantly, because I be about shifting that vibe. Okay, so this is good. It also supports spiritual protection, and it makes it's ideal for clearing spaces in your personal energy fields. So go Tangerine. Okay, the spiritual health benefits of Birch. Okay, so it's good for grounding and stability. Anytime I see like outside and trees or whatever, which is another way to help you to clear your energy, get out in nature. I go and sit up under trees, and I love just sitting on the ground. I love like that grounding energy really, even scientifically, because I know I can come off very, very, very just, but there is so much science behind what it is that I'm saying. We're talking about herbs, and we're talking about energy, and we're talking about how we're all connected, and the connection that we have with Mother, Father, Earth, and the ability to be able to go outside, and that even exchange happened just from us breathing outside, and the neutralizing properties of being able to have a specific charge within yourself and being able to just neutralize it by connecting with the earth is an amazingly fantastic miracle. And so don't take that for granted. If you are feeling overwhelmed, go outside. Connect with the earth. Take off your shoes. I think it's a lost art, but it works. So that gives you a sense of grounding, stability, and connection to the earth. And using birch oil during meditation and energy healing sessions can help to anchor the spirit and balance of the root chakra. Sorry, root chakra is what creates our idea of stability, foundations. Okay, birch is also good for purification and renewal. So again, we're finishing off cycles, going into a new cycle. So it's purification, renewal through this evolution of transformation. So it can also aid in releasing negative energies, emotional blockages, stagnant spiritual energy, and it creates space for growth and transformation. So I like this oil. Emotional healing. So it's thought to soothe feelings of anxiety, stress, feeling emotionally overwhelmed. And it helps individuals to process past traumas and move towards emotional balance. Come on, Birch. It's also symbolic of new beginnings and resilience, what we've just said. It just keeps on like the synchronicities, you can't miss them. They keep on coming. Like if you miss the first one, like I notice how it's just like looping itself. Like, did you catch that? So speaking of someone, okay, it can instill confidence and strength to overcome obstacles. So if this is feeling like a particularly hard transit, I get it. That's why we have these tools and practices to assist us on this journey, right? So, and it empowers us to embrace change and personal transformation. We have to invite the towers and say, yo, it's time. And surrender. That's the hard part, the surrendering. Nobody talks about how hard the surrendering is, but once you surrender, that's that faithfulness. Like, remember they said like the opposite of the betrayal was faithful? Okay. Somebody caught that. Birch has also been used in rituals to connect with higher spiritual realms. Its vibrational energy is believed to enhance intuition, clarity, spiritual insight, aiding in spiritual awakening or enlightenment. So for those of you who are doing intuitive work, and you want something that has a vibrational energy to be able to connect, I would say, with that third eye crown area, birch is wonderful for that. It's also wonderful in enhancing focus and clarity, especially when we're talking about spiritual focus. So we just talked about that, promoting mindfulness during meditation, prayer, or journaling. So spiritual health, birch, amazing. Okay, and then the last one for spiritual health is clove. So clove is wonderful for energetic protection. Okay. It's often used in spiritual practices to cleanse and protect your energy fields, and it helps to ward off negative or lower vibrational energies, and it assists with creating a shield. Okay, shield yourself. Shield yourself. Okay. It's known for its warm and soothing aroma. Have y'all ever smelled clove? It kind of gives you that feeling like cinnamon, but it's like, I don't know. I always think of like apple pie. It assists in releasing buried emotions and old trauma, making it a valuable tool for emotional healing and spiritual growth. Baby, when I tell you at the end of like, not at the end. I'm going to talk about it at the end. But down below, check out the essential oil blends. Because if you think about and listen to all of the benefits all three of these oils give, and you put them all in one blended oil, I cannot wait to do this. It's going to be amazing. Okay, and it helps to dissolve feelings of resentment, anger, and bitterness, clearing space to bring in forgiveness and compassion. So I just want to take a deep breath for that. I love that. So breathe in forgiveness and compassion. Exhale feelings of resentment, anger, and bitterness. Breathe in forgiveness and compassion. Breathe out feelings of resentment, anger, and bitterness. One more time. Breathe in forgiveness and compassion. Breathe out feelings of resentment, anger, and bitterness. Because it's bad for your body. Okay, so for grounding and stability, it has an earthy and spicy aroma. So it's really good for grounding, anchoring the mind, body, and spirit during meditation or even during times of turmoil. Because we've talked about, no, we've never done clove before. That reminds me a lot of cinnamon, though, because it had a lot of the same attributes. So it enhances connection to the root chakra, promoting feelings of stability and security. So if you're having any issues with like feeling kind of insecure or like your foundations are a little wonky or you're not feeling stable, clove. Okay. It also stimulates mental clarity and focus as it supports mindfulness practices and deeper states of meditation. And it can assist in spiritual insight, helping you to connect with your inner wisdom, which is so important right now. To be able to listen to your inner wisdom, because your knowing is different from someone else's knowing. Your purpose is different from, you're somebody totally different, right? And so when we have all of this external like validation or intel outside of ourselves, we can sometimes get lost, and that has the potential to take us off of our path. So I invite, you to, if you don't already, have some type of like daily meditation practice to get you on. Like I have one that's like 20 minutes. If you'll make 20 minutes for yourself sometime during the day, it's just a meditation just to set your intention, because if you don't set it, somebody else will. So take back your own intention for what it is that you want for your life. Okay. So spiritually, clove encourages courage and strength, courage and resilience. I kind of steer away from the whole resilience and tenacity thing, because people be like holding it like a badge, and I am striving for a life full of ease. So, but we do need resilience to get through things, right? Yes. So it boosts inner strength during challenging times or transitions, because those can be difficult times, right? And we do have to get through them, right? Okay. So then it empowers individuals to release fear and embrace confidence. Release fear, embrace confidence. Release fear, embrace confidence. Okay. Okay. It's also used for purification and clearing stagnant energy from spaces or personal auras. And it's wonderfully beneficial when blended with like frankincense and sage, especially when we're talking about spiritual cleansing, because I know we just covered that a little bit or whatever, so it's giving you some little breadcrumbs right there. Okay. It's said to heighten spiritual awareness and intuition, helping individuals tune into their higher selves and spiritual guides. Okay. Yeah. And it's really good. Yeah. Okay, so we're going into the mental health. So if you are still watching this video, amen. Appreciate you for still being here. Okay, so for the mental health, because I think that a lot of times these emotions can get to your head. So that's the reason why I am talking about mental health last because we're about mental wellness, right? So if you're experiencing stress and anxiety, Tangerine will assist with soothing that. So it helps to calm the nervous system and encourage a sense of peace and help you to reduce stress and anxiety. It also reduces cortisol levels. So this is hormonal. Okay. So it may help to lower your cortisol levels to reduce the physical effects of stress. Okay. It also helps to enhance your mood and promote feelings of happiness and positivity. And in turn, of course, then it combats the feelings of fatigue and sadness. So any mild, we're in that time during the fall time is usually when we start seeing the seasonal affective disorder, which is just the fact that it's darker longer, and the leaves are falling from the trees, and things are starting to go dormant, and as a result, our bodies can, especially during this type of reflective time, if not tapped into in a healthy way, a lot of, as we're transitioning and evolving and ending cycles, it can be a difficult time if not tapped into it in a healthy way, which is another reason why I provide these videos, because I want, it is my wish to equip us with healthy ways to still be able to process some of this shadow aspect, but do it in a way to where we don't lose ourselves, okay, or be just emotionally stagnant, okay, just stuck into the emotion and you can't get out, and that's not productive. We don't have time for that, okay? So it also improves, the invigorating scent of tangerine also improves and can stimulate the mind and improve focus. So if you've got some tasks that are requiring your attention and you feel like you may have some attention deficits, it happens. I get it more than you know. So it assists with that, with assisting with improving your focus, and it can also inspire creativity and problem solving, to reduce the mental clutter that can happen during that type of process. And it has relaxing properties that make it an excellent aid for calming the mind before bedtime. I would have never thought that, because I used to use it in order to wake myself up and get out of bed. So, but oh no. So maybe for those that struggle with insomnia or restless nights, maybe it'll have an opposite effect for you. I'd like to kind of find out how that goes. But maybe it's if you also combine it with lavender. I would do that. I wouldn't just do tangerine, because that would have me up. But I could definitely understand if you had a blend of tangerine and lavender together, how that would definitely promote restful sleep. So it's often associated with releasing stored emotional trauma or negative energy. So it can make you feel lighter emotionally because it has a joyful scent that resonates with the feelings of playfulness and innocence and encouraging your connection with your inner child. So I think we already spoke about that. So give it up for tangerine, give it up for tangerine, give it up for tangerine, give it up for tangerine. I don't know. Okay, birch. Mood enhancement and stress relief. So we're talking about mental wellness and how to incorporate the essential oils for mental wellness, like the ones that we have this week. So this one's refreshing and uplifting to help alleviate stress, anxiety, and mental fatigue. It can promote the release of endorphins, improving mood and reducing feelings of sadness or depression. It can also enhance concentration and mental sharpness. So if you're having brain fog, then it can assist with that. Also emotional grounding. Okay, we talked about that earlier too, right? So a lot of these are kind of repeating themselves. It's kind of like you look at the mental and the spiritual benefits of these oils. A lot of times they tend to overlap, right? Because there's a very thin line between those two things. So they actually say that Birch is good for relaxation and sleep support to help to calm the nervous system. And I can understand that because it's a really grounding oil, right? And it can also be good for encouraging self-reflection. So if like you're journaling or you're meditating or going into contemplation, introspection, it's great for pairing with mindful practices. Okay. And our last oil is clove. Clove is wonderful for stress and anxiety relief too. It reduces stress and promotes relaxation, and it interacts with the limbic system in the brain. So the limbic system is actually what's responsible for your emotions. So using the use of clove can assist with inducing a sense of calm. Okay, scientific. So it's grounding, which makes it really good to use during meditation or mindfulness practices, or to alleviate anxious thoughts. Sometimes our brain can be going so fast. So basically it enhances mental clarity and focus. And so during times that you just feel like mentally fatigued, or you feel like your productivity is low but you need it to be higher, clove is really good for that. It's also good for mood elevation, reducing symptoms of like low energy or mild depression. Its uplifting scent has been reported to bring a sense of warmth and positivity. It sounds like a big hug. And the strong and spicy aroma that's associated with clove is associated with promoting courage and resilience, helping to support emotional healing from past traumas. So then that means that it can also help with releasing suppressed emotions or promoting emotional stability, like if you're like journaling or you're reflecting. It's also a good, it gives antioxidant support for brain health. Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay. So I have information about like where you can put these, because that's the other part is like, you have oil, where do I put it? Okay. So I'm going to go through where you can put each of these oils and what it helps with. Okay. So tangerine. This can be used to release blocked emotions, and it encourages expression without like fear of judgment, and it promotes the ability to speak from the heart and embrace one's true voice. And then it helps to bring joy and clarity. So let's get into it. So solar plexus, okay? So that's your upper abdomen around the stomach area, okay? So rubbing the tangerine in this area can help release emotional blockages related to fear, insecurity, and self-doubt. Okay? It can help uplift and energize, boosting confidence and personal power, and it encourages emotional clarity and enhances self-esteem. So even if like you take some tangerine or whatever and just do this part of the video while you're doing it, or, write the notes, or like whatever it is that you do, that is the role of tangerine. Okay. Okay. What about, if you're feeling blocked emotionally, if you have a fear of intimacy, if you have some creative blocks or feelings of guilt, that would be related to your sacral chakra. Okay, so that's your lower abdomen just below the navel. Okay, so tangerine can help to release repressed emotions, stimulate creativity, and bring joy to the emotional body. It promotes a sense of pleasure, passion, and healthy emotional expression, so that you can dissolve feelings of guilt or shame and restore emotional balance. Okay, so what you see me doing is just being able to just massage in a clockwise motion to help to release blocked emotions. So I don't know what it is that you're going through. So what I'm doing is I'm just hopefully creating a bridge for you to understand how to connect with these oils. That is my intent. Okay. So the next one is the heart chakra. So tangerine. center of the chest or near the heart. Okay, so this is associated with love, compassion, and emotional connection. And so a blocked heart chakra can result in feelings of loneliness or difficulty in giving or receiving love, or just emotionally cold. Some people are very frigid, but we got to open up the heart. So Tangerine can help release emotional pain. Am I doing the right way? Yeah. Emotional pain, grief, and sadness stored in the heart. It fosters an open, loving heart and encourages joy, acceptance, and compassion. Tangerine promotes a sense of warmth and emotional freedom, making it easier to connect with others and heal from past emotional wounds. Okay. Okay. Ooh, the throat. Okay. So communication, self-expression, and authenticity. So blockages here may look like difficulty in speaking your truth, fear of expressing yourself, or feeling of being unheard. Okay. You know what? I think that we have moved to another oil. This says birch. Okay. So we have moved to birch, and birch is about the throat. Okay. So let's because this is about building strength and courage, so it makes sense to why it's connected to the throat. So okay, so birch essential oil is a powerful tool for releasing emotional blockages and promoting healing within the chakras, particularly the root. So it has grounding, cleansing properties, supporting emotional release, promoting self-expression, which we were just talking about, and encouraging balance and healing on a deep energetic level. So you can support your emotional well-being and create space for a positive change. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So, about the throat, birch oil supports the throat chakra by encouraging clear and open communication. It can help release suppressed emotions that prevent authentic self-expression and facilitate the healing of emotional blockages related to unspoken truths. Okay, now is the time to speak our truth. Now is the time to speak our truth. Okay, so whatever affirmations you need to give to yourself for authentic expression to come out, that is what is needed. Okay. Okay, what other chakra does birch assist with? Let's go back to the root. Okay, so that's about our stability, security, and survival. So blockages in this area can lead to feelings of insecurity, fear, anxiety, or being disconnected from reality. Or you might feel ungrounded or lack a sense of belonging. Okay, so birch is grounding and it helps release deep-seated fear, anxiety, or feelings of insecurity. It promotes a sense of stability and connection to the earth, which can help to restore balance in the root chakra and provide the foundation for emotional healing. Okay, so what that looks like is being able to massage it in the lower back or base of the spine to restore balance and stability. So I know you can't really see me, but I have my hands like this on my lower back. And so I would imagine that you would have the oil on your fingertips and massage it into the base of the spine to assist with restoring balance and stability. Okay, or you can simply diffuse it. Okay, heart. Okay, so birch oil is great for cleansing and healing properties, for releasing emotional pain, grief, or heartache. There's a lot of people with, they what do they say, that heart disease is, I don't know if it more people die from heart disease than any other ailment. So how do we heal our heart so that that's not a thing? Okay, so cleansing negative emotions stored in the heart chakra, promoting emotional healing, openness, and the ability to give and receive love more freely. Okay, allowing your heart to open up and processing repressed emotions, releasing emotional baggage, and fostering feelings of love and compassion. Okay, going down to the sacral, helping to clear blockages, especially those tied to emotional suppression or shame. So I'm actually going to do a meditation, a short meditation, and it's going to be a visualization meditation for each one of the chakra systems in order to be able to release the emotions that keep us blocked. So look out for that. So the birch oil encourages emotional release and the free flow of creative energy, helping to restore emotional balance and joy. Okay, so again, that's the lower abdomen just below the navel. And it also helps to inspire creativity, to uplift the energy in your environment and emotional expression. Okay, and then we already talked about how it positively impacts our throat. So now we're on the last card, which is Clove. So Clove is good for grounding, energizing, and it has like a protective quality to assist us with protecting our own aura and ourself, assisting with clearing emotional obstacles, allowing for healing, empowerment, and greater self-expression. Okay, so it can help to restore balance and promote clarity and facilitate emotional reliefs. Okay, so let's go back to the root, right? So specifically with the root, clove is deeply grounding and has protective properties that can help release fear-based emotions and restore a sense of security. It promotes strength, resilience, and confidence, which are essential for a balanced root, right? Okay. Okay, so for the sacral, clove essential oil has a warming and stimulating effect. Okay, it's helpful for releasing suppressed emotions, especially those related to guilt and shame and emotional numbness. So it helps to reignite creativity and restore the flow of emotions in a healthy way. Okay. And then the next one is the solar plexus at your upper abdomen. Okay. So cloves energizing and warming properties help restore strength, confidence, and motivation. So it helps to release any feelings of self-doubt and helps to reinforce feelings of personal power and inner strength. Okay. And then heart. Cloves oil can support the release of emotional pain and grief stored in the heart chakra. So it encourages emotional healing by helping you move beyond hurt and open up to love and compassion. Okay. Clove can help to release suppressed emotions in the throat area, the throat chakra, and open the throat to clear communication. It promotes confidence in speaking and supports authentic self-expression. Okay. And I thought that this was interesting. And using it in a diffuser, you can do it while speaking or doing vocal exercises to promote clear and confident communication. I love it. Ooh, we have one for the third eye, Clove. Okay, so that would be your forehead or between the eyebrows. So this is responsible for intuition, perception, and insight. And blockages can manifest as like confusion, lack of clarity, and an inability to trust one's inner wisdom. Okay, so Clove can enhance mental clarity and intuition. It can support emotional healing by helping clear confusion or mental fog, opening the mind to deeper insight. Okay. Okay. So I don't have any more information. I will that this was really helpful. Again, look in the description for blended essential oil blends with tangerine, clove, and birch. So when you combine the strengths of uplifting, grounding, and empowering properties, you can use these blends to release emotional blockages, promote mental clarity, foster personal empowerment, and support emotional and physical healing. So just look down there and see what blend makes the most sense for you. Again, I have my store, so if you are not comfortable in creating your own blend, I can do it for you. So again, thank you for tuning in. If you have reached the end of this video, look at you. You are committed. Thank you for being committed to yourself. So, willing that this was helpful, and I will see you on the next read. Peace, everyone.